Have you ever felt lost in the darkness of life's troubles? What if the light you're seeking is closer than you think? Amid the constant flurry of our everyday life, we often find ourselves engulfed by its many complexities and uncertainties. In these instances, we incessantly long for some refuge, for that beacon of knowledge that can guide us towards that shimmering light at the end of the tunnel. And who could be more appropriate for such wisdom than Buddha himself? His teachings, fundamentally grounded on peace, empathy and mindfulness, have served as a guiding light for countless individuals around the globe, directing them through their darkest hours. Today, we'll embark on an enlightening voyage, one that delves into the very core of Buddha's wisdom. Utilizing his most influential quotes, we aim to unravel the profound insights that can assist us in traversing the turbulent waters of life's trials. Teachings are much more than an assortment of philosophical thoughts. They represent a way of life, a guide to inner tranquility and comprehension. They guide us to live in the moment, to relinquish our obsessions, and to foster kindness and empathy. In an environment that frequently appears disordered and uncertain, these teachings offer us a safe haven, a peaceful oasis amidst the chaos. They enlighten us that regardless of how unstable our situations, we possess the capability to discover peace within ourselves. Whether you're a seasoned follower of Buddha's wisdom or just starting your journey, this expedition promises to be enriching. We'll delve deeper into the essence of his teachings, revealing the profound truths embedded within them. As we venture through these perennial teachings, you might just discover that the illumination you've been yearning for is nearer than you imagined. It's not concealed in some remote corner of the cosmos, but right here, within you, eagerly anticipating to be unearthed. But how can ancient wisdom be relevant in our modern times? Stay tuned as we uncover the power of Buddha's words in our everyday lives. Before we delve into the quotes, let's first gain a grasp on Buddha and his philosophies. Over 2000 in the past, a young prince known as Siddhartha Gautama was brought into the world in what is now referred to as Nepal. Although destined for a life of abundance, he decided upon a path of self-discovery, renouncing his regal luxuries in pursuit of life's definitive truths. This spiritual journey, marked with years of contemplative meditation, resulted in his enlightenment, and he emerged as Buddha, the awakened one. Buddha's teachings, referred to as Dhamma or Dharma, represent more than a religion. They serve as a philosophical guide, a lifestyle encompassing a clear perspective of the world, devoid of common cognitive illusions. At the heart of his teachings lie the four noble truths: the truths of suffering, the cause of suffering, the end of suffering, and the path that leads to the end of suffering. The first truth, called dukkha, declares life fundamentally as suffering. This suffering isn't confined to physical pain. It extends to the discontent stemming from our wants, desires, and attachments. The second truth unveils that the underlying cause of suffering is desire or craving, known as tanha. These cravings may manifest as yearnings for material wealth, personal relationships, or even immaterial notions such as fame and power. The third truth presents a glimmer of optimism, with Buddha's assertion that it's feasible to eliminate suffering, reaching a state of absolute liberation known as nibbana or nirvana. This state is marked by the extinction of cravings, desires, and attachments, precipitating a deep understanding of reality and a profound sense of tranquility. Lastly, the Noble Eightfold Path, the fourth truth, provides a practical guide to pursue this liberation. It entails right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Adhering to this guideline progressively eradicates desires and attachments, consequently leading to the cessation of suffering. Despite their apparent complexity, these philosophies are fundamentally straightforward. They don't necessitate blind faith or strict observance of dogmas and rituals. Rather, they urge us to scrutinize, investigate, and comprehend the truth independently, promoting mindful and compassionate living and fostering wisdom and understanding. Buddha's philosophies aren't mere intellectual discourses of a bygone age. They signify enduring truths that retain their relevance even in today's world, offering significant insights during periods of uncertainty and upheaval. Are these just words, or is there a deeper meaning we can apply? Up next, we'll see how these teachings have transformed real lives. Now let's delve into some of Buddha's most profound quotes that can guide us through our darkest hours. The first piece of wisdom Buddha we're going to examine is, "Pain is certain, suffering is optional." This quote is short, yet incredibly significant. It serves as a reminder that while we cannot always control the circumstances that life throws at us, we do have control over how we respond. Life is unpredictable and will invariably throw curveballs our way. However, we have the power to decide if we let these events cause us suffering or if we view them as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Moving on, Buddha imparts to us another invaluable lesson. No one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. This quote serves as a gentle yet powerful reminder that we are the architects of our own lives. While we can seek guidance, counsel, and support from others, the onus ultimately rests on us to take the necessary steps to navigate life's challenges and find happiness. This statement underscores the importance of personal accountability and self-reliance. Next, we have this enlightening quote, "Happiness will never come to those who fail to appreciate what they already have." This piece of wisdom resonates strongly, particularly in our fast-paced, always-on modern society, where it's all too easy to fixate on what we're missing rather than appreciating what we already have. Buddha is essentially encouraging us to practice gratitude, urging us to take a moment each day to acknowledge and appreciate the blessings, big and small, that we have in our lives. Another timeless piece of wisdom from Buddha is, in the end, only three things matter: how much you loved, gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. Quote serves as a beautiful reminder of what truly matters in life. It's not about accumulating wealth, achieving societal success, or gaining recognition. It's about love, kindness, and the ability to let go with grace and dignity. Buddha also shared this insightful perspective. It is better to travel well than to arrive. This quote encourages us to focus on the journey rather than the destination. It's all too common to become fixated on our end goals and lose sight of the process of getting there. Buddha is inspiring us to be present, to revel in every step of our journey, and to glean insights and lessons from each experience we encounter along the way. Our next quote from Buddha is, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." This quote serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of living in the here and now. It's easy to get mired in past regrets or preoccupied with future worries, but Buddha urges us that the only moment we truly have, the only moment we can truly live in, is the present. It's in the present that we can find peace, contentment, and happiness. Finally, Buddha tells us, peace comes within. Do not seek it without. This quote underscores that true peace, true happiness, cannot be found in external circumstances, material possessions, or the validation of others. Instead, they're found within ourselves. It's about finding contentment in who we are, embracing our journey with all its ups and downs, and finding inner peace amid life's inevitable storms. These quotes from Buddha offer us timeless wisdom that can guide us through the challenges of life. They serve as reminders to stay present, appreciate what we have, seek peace from within, and understand that we hold the power to shape our own lives. These teachings are like a lantern in the darkness, a beacon of hope in times of despair that can guide us toward inner peace and clarity. Imagine the peace and clarity you could find your life, but where do you start? Let's dive into the final wisdom. These are not just quotes, they are life principles. Let's delve into some real-life accounts of individuals who found solace in the timeless wisdom of Buddha's teachings. Our first tale is about Mark, a man with military background who was wrestling with the grim realities of war. He was haunted by guilt and regret and yearned for serenity. One day, he discovered a profound teaching by Buddha. Holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. You are the one who gets burned. This profound thought struck a powerful chord with Mark. He comprehended that his anger and guilt were only causing internal damage. This revelation became a turning point, leading Mark towards a path of forgiveness for others and himself. Presently, Mark utilizes his experience and learnings as a coach, guiding others through their emotional turmoil. Next, we introduce Lisa, a single parent juggling 2 jobs, striving to provide for her children. She felt perpetually stressed, constantly trying to beat the clock, and her worries seemed infinite. Then she stumbled upon Buddha's wise words. Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment. Lisa took these words to heart and began to practice mindfulness, her energy on the present rather than fretting over the past or future. This change in outlook allowed her to discover happiness in her day-to-day life, notwithstanding the obstacles. Following Lisa, we have Aman, a young man from the heart of India. Trapped in a ruthless cycle of poverty, Aman saw no escape. He felt desolate until he encountered Buddha's teaching. No one saves us, but no one can, and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. This powerful quote encouraged Aman to take the reins of his life. He embarked on a journey of entrepreneurship, and despite the obstacles, he held on. Today, Aman not only sustains his family, but also offers employment to others in his local community. Lastly, we introduce Emma, a high-ranking corporate executive, who, in spite of her external success, battled an intense feeling of void within. She found comfort in Buddha's wisdom. Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. Emma understood that her chase for material achievement was neglecting her inner self. She embraced meditation and began seeking inner peace, resulting in a more harmonious and satisfying existence. These narratives demonstrate the life-changing impact of Buddha's teachings. They evidence that irrespective of our circumstances or hardships, we can find comfort and fortitude in these eternal principles. They highlight that we possess the capacity to shape our destinies, to find tranquility within ourselves, and to release what no longer benefits us. As we steer through the stormy seas of life, let's recall these teachings. Let's remember that we are not solitary in our struggles, that others have treaded this path before us and found their way to serenity and joy. These teachings are not merely words on a page, they represent a guiding light in the darkness, directing us towards a life of peace, happiness, and fulfillment. They are life principles that we can incorporate in our everyday lives, principles that can change our viewpoint and our world. So let's embrace these teachings. Let's implement them in our lives. Let's allow them to guide us towards a life of peace, happiness, and fulfillment. Because, as Buddha preached, in the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for. As the sun rises, so too can your spirit. Let the journey begin. We have journeyed through Buddha's wisdom and seen its transformative power in real lives. We've delved into his teachings and their profound impact, exploring inspiring phrases in times of adversity. The wisdom of Buddha, which continues to reverberate in our contemporary society, has been our primary focus. We've shared anecdotes of people who sought comfort and strength in Buddha's teachings amidst their personal turmoil, serving us as guiding lights towards resilience and tranquility. Each quote and story becomes a beacon, illuminating our path in the face of life's adversities, reminding us of the potential for growth and enlightenment in every moment. These teachings are not merely to be heard, but to inspire self-reflection, to seek deeper comprehension, and to encourage a mindful approach to existence. As we wrap up, bear in mind this concluding thought. As the sun rises, so too can your spirit. A journey towards enlightenment starts with a single step, and it is this journey that you must embrace. Let the journey begin.